Hello everyone and welcome to Chair Yoga today. My name is Marla. We're going to get started. So any folding chair, any chair that works for you so that you can find a nice upright seat and that you're nice and stable. If your feet don't reach the ground, feel free to put your feet on a book or if you have a yoga block or any prop at home that's available. So make sure you're sitting comfortably and that you're properly aligned. So really making a connection to the feet and the seat. And from that nice deep connection, we find length up through the spine, right up through the crown. And we elongate across the span of our chest and heart, across our collarbones. And let's relax our face and our gaze, finding a little softness. Let's see if we can create a little peace around our expression so we soften the corners of the face, closing the eyes if they're not already. And feeling long and tall through the crown, sealing in our new posture in alignment with a full breath in and a deep breath out. And let's take 4 more just like that, a full breath in and exhale, HA. And breathing in deep, long breaths. Exhaling out, using it as a way to eliminate and let go of stress and tension. Breathing in. Breathing out. And just one more like that, breathing in. Deep breath out. And let's take the energy that we've already created together. Let's take the hands to the heart and dedicating our time and our breath, let's send it out there. So if there's anybody personal that you'd like to dedicate your practice to or anybody to stay connected to, full breath in and a long deep breath out to share. Releasing our hands, sitting up nice and tall, let's drop chin to chest. And right away we'll add our movement to our breathing. Let's take a few circles, nice and slowly, circling the head and neck in one big circle. So notice right away the range of motion and the fluidity of the movement, because that's really telling. And we want to bring the warmth of the breath into the space that feels tender or tight so that we can lubricate the space and bring a little energy and warmth, breaking down any barriers, any blocks. And we have to be really patient with ourselves because it takes time to ravel up our body into these tight little wound balls, and it takes time to unravel them. So let's start to make our way center and taking our circles in the opposite side, breathing in, breathing out. Your eyes can be open or closed, whatever works for you, whatever feels best. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Comparing our two sides and notice how that feels. Let's take 2 more circles here. So really moving through whatever you have. Circles by nature are very meditative and very soothing for the mind and the body. So let's start to even out at center. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. And just noticing from something so simple how that made you feel in your body. So let's breathe in, let's reach the arms nice and wide. And as we exhale, let's bring the palms to center. Breathing in, open and fill. And exhale, close. Breathing in, open and fill. And exhale to close. So just like that, let's take that 2 more times. So very slowly and as if we're moving through honey. So really focusing and highlighting on the space across the chest and heart, right into our ribs and our lungs. If you can, keeping the palms together now, we're going to reach the arms up or whatever you have, only moving as far as you can comfortably. And now opening the arms out to the side and exhale, lower down. So we're moving through a nice, easy, slow flow. Breathing in, arms wide, palms face me. They come together and maybe they stay together. If you feel tension in the shoulders, just keep them wide. And lowering the arms down and releasing completely. Breathing in, arms wide. Take the palms together, reach it up, and take a nice wide half moon circle all the way down. Awesome. So just like that, breathing in. Highlighting the filling of the chest, the ribs, and the lungs. So really beefing up our breathing and taking it all the way out wide, highlighting our immune centers, right? Notch of neck, sternum area, that's where what houses a thyroid and thymus gland. So the more we breathe into this space, the more healing that occurs. Beautiful. One more just like that. Breathing in, reach it up. Let the palms come together if that's available. Reach it up. And now nice and slowly a half moon circle out to the side. Wow, that felt so good. Full breath in. Deep breath out. And reaching the arms all the way up now. So either halfway or starting to take it into a big wide V. And as we exhale now, left crosses over right. So we stack the wrists. Breathing in, we open and fill. So again, we're highlighting that space across notch of neck, sternum area. We're also getting into armpit area. So that's where our lymph resides, right? That's our sewage system. So the more we breathe and move, the more we clear out all the garbage and the trash within. So we're alternating the cross of our rests, breathing in. We open big and wide and only going again as far as you can comfortably, whatever that is for you today. Good, so we're always staying nice and present. So we're never getting ahead of ourselves, what's happening tomorrow or the next day. And why dwell in the past? It happened already, right? So we really always want to be practicing on this moment. This is all we know and this is all we have. Let's take one more each way and notice what's happening. Breathing in, last one. Exhale. Breathing in, reach it up. Let's tip to the side, and again, we're just going to move on our breathing. Inhale up through center. Exhale all the way down. So we see with our yoga that all we need is really ourselves and a chair. Or just ourselves, because we can do so many wonderful things standing. Good, so highlighting the side body, the space between armpits and top of hip, right? The extension of the arm and the fingers is icing on the cake. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale up. Let's take a nice easy fold now. So option 1, the elbows rest. Option 2, hands come down. Option 3, we reach for the ground or we reach for something on the ground, our block or our props. I'm going to choose option 1 today. So here I am in option 1. I'm not collapsing into my body at all. I'm staying nice and lifted. My spine is staying long and I'm keeping my neck nice and neutral so there's energy flowing right out through my crown. So I'm feeling the feet pressing and at the same time I feel lifting through the crown. So everything is alive, everything is working. Let's take 2 more breaths wherever you are, peaceful or powerful. Full breath in, deep breath out. And inhaling, using our center, pressing into our feet. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, the hands down around, and come to either our side or on our lap, taking time for a pause, integrating. Full breath in, deep breath out. And scooching ourselves a little bit forward in our seat now, we're going to make our way through our body into our torso now. So really connecting to our center. Make sure once you come forward that you're stable in your seat and you're stable in your feet. And let's take our stance a little bit wider. So I always love practicing. If you're one of my students, you know that I always love the squatting. It's so valuable for opening our hips and opening our low back space. So let's breathe in, reach the arms all the way up. And as we exhale, let's just take a nice little spin to the right. So it's not a deep twist at all. And breathing back to center, and exhale, we twist opposite. So we're keeping this movement nice and safe and healthy. Breathing in, center. Breathing out. You can certainly let your hips and legs sway a little bit. You don't have to be rigid. And breathing in. We're going to take the hands to the hips and we're going to reach the heart forward. We're going to lengthen out. So again, here's option 1, and you can just be here with hands or elbows resting, but it's again a kickstand. Or you can reach your hands down towards the ground or onto a block. And if it's safe for you to let go of your head and neck, if you don't have blood pressure issues or eye issues or structural issues, let your head go and notice how that feels. So you're in charge of how far you go, how deep you go. Make sure that your body and mind are receiving the pose the way they're meant to be received, with loving kindness and compassion. Let's take one more breath here. And pressing into the feet, belly strong, spine long, guided by breath. We rise up slowly. Let's just step our feet together for a moment, shake it out, take a full breath in, and a deep breath out. And sitting up nice and tall from here, we're going to ground deeply through the left, and we're going to lift the right knee up. We're going to reach our arms all the way up, inhaling, and as we exhale, we're going to pull the elbows down as we lift the knee. So we don't want to compromise our posture here. We don't want to be collapsing. We want to stay lifted. Inhale, the arms lift and the foot lowers. Second side. Left knee lifts, we lower the arms, we press into that foot. Let's breathe and reach up. Exhale, engaging. So really connecting through our center here. Nothing is getting burnt out. The lifting of the leg, the lowering of the arms, the pulling towards our center line without collapsing. It's done with our breath and the strength of our core. So from our neck all the way to the knees, we feel everything working. Let's hold here, breathing in, breathing out, finding our strength, celebrating all of our abilities and the things that we can do. Breathing in, foot lowers, arms lift, second side, pulling in, holding, breathing in, breathing out. Noticing our two sides. Do they feel similar? And breathing in, reach up, exhale, release. Taking a pause here, full breath in, deep breath out. Taking our hands to our hips, reaching the right thigh up, extending it long. Let's reach through the arms. Take the arms out wide, nice and strong. Let's breathe in, reach up. exhale, we lower. So if it doesn't feel safe or comfortable or available, just lower the heel. You can always lower your heel on a prop if you need to. And let's take one more here. So breathing in, holding, feeling what's working. One more breath here. And lowering the heel, lifting up through the crown and from our heart center. Let's bow forward. You can reach for your ankle or your shin. We don't want to put any pressure on the knee at all. So notice the stretch. Notice how you're feeling. Full breath in. Full breath out. Make sure you're not collapsing anywhere, that we're staying nice and strong throughout our pose. Full breath in. Deep breath out. And reaching up nice and strong, lifting up through the crown. We're going to draw the knee in and lower it down. Take pause here between our two sides. Take a full breath in. Take a deep breath out. Pressing through the right foot, we're going to lift the knee only a little. You don't have to do a lot to feel a lot. And really pressing, if you're lifting your leg, really pressing through that foot, reaching your arms in any variation or keeping your arms down, whatever feels best for you. Finding your strength, finding your length, feeling tall, feeling strong. Awesome. Breathing in, that's your fuel. Breathing out. One more breath here. Start to lower through your heel if you need to use something under your heel, leading with our hearts. We bow forward, reaching for the ankle or the shin. Try not to sink a lot of weight into whatever you're leaning on. It's really just a kickstand. Full breath in. Full breath out. And notice your two sides. How are you feeling here? Let's take another 3 deeper, fuller breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. And nice and slowly from our strength, we start to bring the spine all the way up. Pull the knee in. Pausing here at center, full breath in, deep breath out, and just integrating all of that, taking one more big breath in and out. And from here, we're going to scooch right into the center of our chair. So I'm continuously staying very stable in my chair. My left knee and foot are facing forward. And I call this my check mark position. So the leg comes out to the side. So the two legs are doing two different things. And now we want to stabilize through our legs, find out what the legs are doing. And then from that strength, find our tall spine, find our open chest and heart. Breathing in, reach the arms up or whatever is available for you. And as we exhale, let's drop that right arm down. So we're using it as a little leverage so that this leg doesn't sickle in or rotate in. We want to maintain the knee and the foot up towards the sky. And now adding this left arm up, we're working so much, really highlighting the space through the side body today. That really beefs up our breath, our immune centers, our digestive centers. So really connecting to all of our organs and the health of our body. And breathing in nice and slowly center. And now counter stretching, dropping that hand and reaching now through that right side. Feel free to point through the right toes if that feels available for you, or keeping your toes facing up. So feeling this big line of energy. And at the same time, we want to feel the foot as if we're pressing On the gas pedal, we're feeling those lines of energy. So everything in the middle is opening without overstretching. Be mindful of that. Nice and slowly inhale, we lift up to come out of it, so we maintain the length. We just release from our pose nice and slowly. Let's draw this knee in and come back to our center for a breath. Full breath in, deep breath out. And taking our check mark to the second side. So setting up, we always want to take time for that. We don't want to move impulsively through our poses. We want to get the most from our poses, the most bang from our buck. So now the right knee and foot are facing forward. The left leg is extended. We're pressing through that imaginary gas pedal. And we're extending through that left arm. So we're just using it as a little anchor. Reaching that right arm up if you're moving on, and extending now up and over. So think more about what's happening through this space, more than the arm extending. Think more about seat is settled, and we start to open systematically. Low back, side ribs, right through that whole space, armpit, and now from that length, we can extend that arm, breathing in, breathing out. One more big breath here. And lifting up to come out of it, lowering just the arm. We stay very long and lifted through what we just opened. And now counter stretching that. Either toe is pointed or toe is lifted, whatever works for you. Breathing in. Notice how this feels. Breathing out. Compare your two sides. I know I feel way more limited on this side, so I know I have to really practice opening up through my low back space. Full breath in, full breath out. And nice and slowly, I'm going to start to ease my way. I'm going to draw this knee in, and I'm going to just make my way back to 2 feet, sitting up nice and tall. Full breath in, full breath out. Let's integrate all that, because that was a lot. Those were deep stretches. We moved and flowed and used our breath completely, connecting it all. Let's take a full breath in, flush out any toxins, and deep breath out. So we're going to make our way up now to stand using the chair. So I love the chair because we can do so many amazing things with it. So I'm going to turn my chair sideways so you can really see me. So I'm going to extend right into a nice long down dog from here. So I'm going to have long legs, but at the same time I have softness. I'm creating a nice long length through my spine and belly. And if this is too much on the arms, you can just take your hands right to the seat. So that's a little gentler. So here we are in downward facing dog. The whole body gets a nice long deep stretch, and you can have narrower feet or wider feet, whatever feels best in your body. Full breath in, full breath out. And let's take one more deeper breath here. And now walking ourselves all the way forward, turning, and just settling into a stance, into our new stance. Take a nice deep breath in. Notice how you feel. Full breath out. Good. Sealing in all our changes with a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And now let's just step out. And let's just take a little goddess from here so we really open up more deeply through the hips. So we did this seated, and now we can do a little bit standing. So it doesn't need to be your widest because we want to be able to control our movements. So right from your tailbone and your center, and you can still hold on to your chair, you're going to lower by bending your knees and lowering your center. And let's go up and down. So breathing in, we rise up, pressing into our feet. Exhale, we lower. So breathing in, we lengthen. Exhale, we lower. So let's take that a few more times. Breathing in, we lengthen. Exhale, we lower. So you're in charge, as always, of how far you go, how deep you're going. Be mindful of knees and hips. Keep it safe. Let's take 2 more. Good. Only going as far as your body allows, whatever that is. And lowering, let's take a moment here to feel our strength and celebrate our strength. What can we do? What are we doing? What are we able to do? Full breath in. Full breath out. Start to press into your feet. Awesome. Let's step our feet together. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. So I'm going to move my chair now to the opposite side. We're going to do stepping out this way now so that we do everything to both sides. And turning our heels in, toes out. So I always have my chair handy. So lowering our center and breathing in, coming up. So notice how this feels, repeating it. So breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, lowering down. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, lowering. Awesome. 2 more like that. And holding, breathing in, breathing out. And pressing into your hands. Step your feet together. Take a couple of circles with the hips, soft through the knees, and let's circle. I always call this my hula pose. I always do it in my classes because it's a real nice release for the low back, the hips, and the knees. And now right into my downward facing dog. And notice how that feels repeating it. So either extending the arms fully against the chair or using your hands on the seat. Whatever feels best for you. Full breath in, full breath out, full breath in, full breath out. And just one more. Full breath in and out. And nice and slowly start to step our feet all the way forward, reaching the shoulders up and back. And exhale down. Take a deep breath in to integrate. Exhale what you don't need. And ending with a little balance. So let's get nice and centered here. So I'm going to use my chair for assistance. And I'm going to move into one of the variations of tree pose. I always love practicing tree. So we're going to shift our weight into our left foot. And we're going to come right onto our right toes. I'm going to spin open and make my seal of my heel into my inner ankle. If you'd like to take it further, you can take your foot a little bit higher. So when doing that, try not to lapse out through your hips, but keep yourself right into that center line. And you can continue to hold on to your chair, or you can bring your hands to your heart center, or you can bring your branches up, expressing your tree any way you'd like. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more big breath in. So focused with the eyes, so focused and quiet in the mind when we're balancing. Such a strengthener. Let's spin forward and we're back onto 2 feet. If you need to adjust your chair, make sure you do. We're going to shift sides now. So we're going to give our right leg a heads up. We come onto our opposite foot and roll it open. So tree is a hip opener. We're going to make that seal. The seal is really important. That gives us the stability below. Find our center here. And either holding on or taking the hands to the heart center or reaching the branches up. Remember not to let that hip lapse to the side. It's really important to keep that center, and it takes work, whether it's keeping our center emotionally or keeping our center physically. Beautiful. One more breath here. And exhale, we come out of it so slowly. Lower the hands, spin the knee forward. We're back onto 2 feet. Let's take a few little wiggles. And let's take a few little wiggles opposite. That's a really nice thing to do when you wake up in the morning. It eases away tension through the body, especially the low back and the hips. Let's take our final downward facing dog stretch. So notice how it feels, having done all these different shapes and poses and breath exercises. Notice how you're feeling in your down dog from here. So 3 final breaths, kicking up your breathing into something else that hasn't opened or released. Find some freedom somewhere. Bigger breath in, deeper breath out. And nice and slowly we walk ourselves forward, reaching shoulders up, back, and down. Close your eyes, stand tall. Notice what you stand for. Breathing in all your values, all your priorities, all your hopefulness. Take a full breath in. Take a deep breath out. And we'll make our way from here into our Shavasana, finding our way back to our seats. And setting up just like we began, reconnecting feet, back of thighs, back of seat. Feel free to lean against the chair. Notice your posture and your spine. Close your eyes if that feels safe for you, and feel your alignment of ears, shoulders, and hips aligned. And from there, take our final deep breath in together. And let's exhale from our mouth. And taking a few long, stilling breaths here, allowing us to integrate and seal in all of our changes. Feeling the mind at peace, quiet and still. Feeling the body settled, relaxed, strong yet at ease. And feeling the breath flowing and fluid, supporting and nurturing all of our systems, all of our organs, all of our structure, creating our union, mind, body, and breath. Let's take a nice full breath in together and exhale out. And joining our palms together, we honor the light and the strength within us to all beings all around us. Namaste. Thank you all for joining today. It's always an honor and a privilege to guide you. Let's stay connected and keep on practicing together. Namaste, everybody.